Hello everyone and welcome to Descent Journeys in the Dark 2nd edition, and I'm going to go through Splig's Lieutenant pack, which is the Goblin Uprising. So what do you actually start with? Well, you start with Spirited Retreat. So you exhaust this card when a small monster is a single squared base. With the Wilderness monster trait, declares a move action. You move that monster one space. If that monster ends this move action within 3 spaces of a hero, it may move 1 additional space. Okay. It does give the heroes 1 fortune, as it costs 1 threat to use. Yeah, really, I think this part is more... you really gotta like read this part a lot more better. Well, when I say you have to, I don't mean you have to read it. It just means like you're concentrating on that a little bit more than the second part, because this is a little bit more with the Overlord trying to take their own objective tokens and etc, something like that. Not killing heroes, just dealing with their own objectives, just to move them a bit more quicker. Then you could get Feral Instincts, which only takes 1 to buy it. Use this card of setup of an encounter and choose one of your monster groups. During this encounter, that group gains the Wilderness monster trait, and you place a threat token on that monster group. It takes 1 threat to use, so you can easily use most of these special abilities for these cards for a different monster. Yay, I guess. Here's another one called Overfed, which takes 2 to buy it. Okay, so exhaust a card of setup of an encounter. Why this card is exhausted? Each monster with the Wilderness monster trait applies +2 health and -1 to speed. And of course, with Feral Instincts, you can actually make practically any of your monsters in the Wilderness trait. And this card does not refresh as normal. It only takes 1 of your threat tokens to use, just to give a monster group +2. Oh, sorry. That each monster with the Wilderness trait. Sorry, not a monster group. My mistake. +2 health, -1 speed. This is mainly used if when you just want to survive for your monsters. So it looks like heroes must like kill this monster or something. That's where Overfed can help in your process with the +2 health. But still, there's others. How about Meat Shield? Only takes 2 to buy it. It exhausts this card when a monster suffers any amount of damage. Choose a monster adjacent to that monster to suffer all of the damage instead. Probably one of the best cards in the deck. It only takes 1 to use. It's easily a awesome Lieutenant or Master Monster shield, I would say. Hence why it's called Meat Shield. I'll definitely say it's one of the best, if not the best, card in this deck. Yeah, especially if you've got like lots of reinforcements and stuff. Definitely worth to buy it. What else? Something else that costs 2, called Emergency Rations. So as a card during your turn, choose 1 monster. Yeah, 1 monster, that's all you get. Roll 1 red power dice. The chosen monster recovers health equal to the health rolled, and if that monster was Wilderness trait, it also recovers 1 additional. And of course, it only takes 1 to use it. This card is a bit meh, because you're given a hero's 1 fortune token, which might not be as bad, but you're rolling up 1 red power die. You might just roll a 1. Hooray, you've recovered 1 health. And you're giving the heroes 1 fortune. This one isn't as good. Sure, it can heal. Maybe a lieutenant or a master monster. That's really all you really use it for. Or if the heroes need to actually, well, kill someone or something for an objective. You know, just to keep it alive just a tiny little bit longer. Otherwise you could use like healers, like flesh molders. Job done. Excuse me. Others, we've got one that takes 3 to buy. Dive into cover. Exhaust this card after a hero resolves an attack affecting a monster. If that monster was not defeated, it may immediately move 3 spaces. And if the monster had the wilderness trait, it also has a black dice to its defense pool. Yeah, you place a threat token on it, and it only takes 1 threat to use it. This is an absolute blast. Especially when all the heroes have gathered around and say, right, okay, we need to kill this monster to get through it or whatever. They're probably going to have to use like 2 attacks or something. Well, it looks like one of the heroes are going to be making 1 attack, and then that monster will move away. And all the other heroes will either have to spend fatigue to get in there to make their 2 attacks, or something. Especially if it's got a wilderness trait. And of course, Feral Instincts can make things wilderness at the start of the game, that is. But it gives you 1 additional black defense die. Yet again, handy if the objective for the heroes is to kill a monster. Yeah. Nice. Anyway. Next is Goblin Ambush, which is free to buy. It's also a card when a hero enters an empty space. Perform. That's... Well, I got confused. I don't know why. Perform an attack targeting that hero as if from a Master Goblin Archer. So it'll be Act 1 or Act 2, or depends on the act. If the total range of this attack is less than 4, it is a miss. And this card doesn't refresh as normal. Only takes 1. 1 to make 1 Master Goblin attack. This is... well, you don't really use it straight away. Use it when it's very strategic, like a hero has just a little bit of health and he starts to move, and all of a sudden, boom, you get shot, and hopefully you knock him down. That's the point with this. You use it strategically. It's only 1. Very good card. We have something that costs 4, which is Raided Armory. You exhaust a card at the start of your turn and choose a monster group. Place this card near that monster's card. While this card is exhausted, each monster in that group adds 1 surge to each of its attack results and 1 shield to each of its defense. Oh, of course, if it's a wilderness, +1 damage on an attack. It's 2 to use it. And it's only at the start of your turn, of course. Just for an additional surge and a defense, and of course wilderness +1 attack. Not bad, not bad. All depends. If it's hard to get surges, as like you're rolling blue and red or something like that, then perhaps because of just that surge, yeah, definitely. The extras are just extras, and it does affect all of that monster's group. When it comes down to Act 2, well, yeah, again, maybe the additional surge and all that perhaps. It is a more, when it goes to more maybe, I'd say a bit more beyond maybe. So instead of like 50-50 saying yes and no, I'd probably I'm losing my words today. Why? I would probably, there you go, I'm getting words right. Sorry, really should have drank a lot more. Okay, I probably would put it as 63% of getting it. It's not at the top of the list, of course, but it's definitely worth a think. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Right, next one, Savage, which is 40 buy. So to start, exhaust this card at the start of your turn. While the card is exhausted, each of your monsters gain. Each. An action, right? If this monster is in a space containing or adjacent to a knocked out hero, place 1 threat token on the supply card. And you can only put up to 6. And it only takes 1. Definitely get it. Definitely get it. Especially if you like lots of small monsters. And why wouldn't you? Small monsters can make a huge difference. Lots of Goblin Archers, Bandits, pretty good as well. Kobolds as well. Nice. And then you have the Summon Splig, 3 to buy, 2 to use, and he replaces 1 master monster from the open group. So let's have a look at Act 1. Act 1 Splig is him instead, knock back and +1 damage. Stats are so, do you know, it's alright. He'll hit good enough, I guess. So what do these abilities do? So him instead is each time Splig is attacked, before dice are rolled, you may choose a monster adjacent to him to become the target of the attack. Range, line of sight are still measured to Splig's space. So automatically that's even more better than the lieutenant himself. Wow. The knockback is, of course, remove the target from the map and place him or her, that should put in, on any empty space. Otherwise, if you're saying to place him, then that means, well, it's not going to affect the female heroes, is it? Stupid wording. Show you. So yeah, any space within 3 spaces of his staying that Splig, that is. Original space, yeah. And so of course that doesn't affect any female heroes, of course. Counts as entering that space. So really, pit spaces, lava, in between monsters, like kobolds. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. You knock them back right into a group of kobolds, exactly where you placed them. It's hilarious. So the Act 2 Splig get them with +2. Better stats, of course, but then that's Act 2. So what does get them is each minion monster in Splig's monster group may immediately perform an attack. A limit to once per round. Nice. Of course, he'll go well with kobolds or Goblin Archers. Well, or anything that's got a nice big group. And here's the king himself. Hello. Standing there like he owns the place with his winged helmet, because apparently he thinks he can fly. Well, it's not a bad deck. There's certainly nice interesting cards there, especially to try and annoy the heroes. Yeah, I think the dive into cover will certainly be worth it, because let's just say a lot of heroes, especially my players, like to make the 2 attacks, making them waste a lot of fatigue. That always brings a smile to my face. Anyway, that's that for today. Until next time, bye.